On in and meaning to get a little chat going here. Oh gosh, that ain't gonna work. Trying to one hand some water. Case always gives out. Want to show something off here. So El Gardon this summer, spring summer was pretty good. We had hundreds and hundreds of tomatoes produced, hundreds of cucumbers, probably not couples of hundreds, but at least 100 and something, just cucumbers like you wouldn't believe. Grew a ton of basil, grew a ton of peppers, cayenne, some other peppers that ended up being weak, that were whack, that were supposed to be serranos. They definitely weren't serranos, but anywho, the weather has been so ridiculous out here. It's just been so warm for a long time. It's just now starting to get cold at night, but so yeah, I just got some things going here, and it's because the plants think the trees know it's winter's coming, but the plants, I guess always hold out hope for a long time. But what up, Mace Cat? But the plants, they try to hold on for dear life, and they will until they freeze and die. So tomato plants are still growing in mid-November like it ain't no damn thing. I got a good strawberry here that something took a little nibble out of. I'll probably still eat it though. I'm a savage. But I mean, these tomatoes they're not ripening is the problem. I'm gonna have to pull all of them probably. I don't know. We're close to hitting 30s though. We hit some high 30s last night. So, but I mean, the basil, I don't even know what this is. When the basil starts shooting, I think it's not shooting. What's it called? What do you call it? Does it too? Cilantro and stuff. I forget what they call that when it starts doing this number and not producing. So this is all basil though. This is all purple basil. This is the strongest basil you ever smell in your life. This shit is crazy. This shit looks like weed almost, like fucking purple weed. It's crazy. And it's so potent. I mean, you touch it and you got basil all over you. So basil's still going stupid strong. The mint went all crazy. It's everywhere. The mint's still going, but tomatoes are still growing tomatoes like these Arkansas Travelers. And I don't know if it's because of I don't know if it's the strain that these things are staying so hardy and still growing tomatoes. I don't know if it's the up and down spring-like weather or both combined. But I mean, look at how thick this damn tomato vine got this summer. I mean, this is a damn tree branch right here, and this was 4 tomato plants. And they're still growing. Look at this right here. This is all new growth right here. This is all, and the smell on these tomatoes, you could rub on them. And I mean, the tomatoes just all over you. What up, Sachin? What up, Godfrey? You rub up on these tomatoes, man. They are potent, super duper strong. They smell really good. But it's mid-November and the tomatoes are still going freaking crazy. So I got garlic. This is another round of garlic, I guess, that I missed maybe or whatever. That's going. Blackberries or whatever. They're just, I think they're planted wrong. This whole thing, I'm digging up this whole thing though, and I'm gonna move this winter. And this is just gonna be probably a strawberry and a blackberry bed next year. But I picked this up maybe a couple weeks ago. This is some like ornamental kale. What is this? Ornamental kale cabbage, but that's going to be dank over the winter. I'll plant this, and then that'll give you some really good juice over the winter time. But keep it covered so it doesn't freeze. But most of them cabbages and kales are very hardy through the winter. Especially I got like some Russian kale or something like that, and that stuff's pretty good. It'll go down to like, I think like 15 or 20 or something like that. So show you how messed up spring, summer, everything is, fall, whatever. Even the rose bushes are still producing roses and still blooming because it just has no idea what the hell's going on here. So what else? The reason I started this video here, 17 people watching and it drops down to 3. Had a tree removed. This was a big ass tree right here. This was one of those 50 footers, 60 footers. And thing was grown, it was leaning over the house, and I just felt like one day for sure, with as many storms as we get coming through here, that thing was going on my house, and rather not chance it. So oh, hold on, I told her not to put my stuff up and she did it anyways. Women.
All I heard was coffee, so I grabbed it.
Thank you. So I was stocking up before the election, and so we were just talking about preps, all that kind of stuff anyways, and I went out and, man, I bought all types of stuff, but always things you could work on. But I was at Aldi's, and I ran into, I usually get some more pricey coffee, and it's probably like, what is it, $8 for a 10 ounce or 12 ounce bag, I think it is, something like that. So that's the coffee I usually drink. I mean, I freaking love coffee in the morning. That shit's really bomb. But came across this dealio at Aldi's. Straight up, check this out. $8 for a pound and 8.2 ounces. I tried it today. It's dank. I mean, that shit is bold. That's some bold ass coffee right there. But man, $8, you could buy a grip of those and be set for a while. I think if shit fell all the way apart, man, I gotta have some coffee. I don't know if there's maybe a couple other things that I definitely would want and shit, you know. So I'm thinking, honestly, maybe preps, getting some tobacco seed and getting some coffee beans. You might not be able to, I mean, you'd have to put in some work to grow some coffee out here. It'd be perfect in the spring and summer and probably partially fall, but the winter, it'd have to be a enclosed deal. You'd have to be a deal that you can enclose, like a greenhouse or something like that, and keep them temps up during the winter. But you could definitely run some tobacco out here. You could definitely run some, what was I thinking earlier? Wine, vineyards, you know, you could definitely do a bunch of that kind of stuff. So, but you can't, I had to put this in my little prep skis here, another one. I'm just gonna probably, every time I go up there, I'm gonna grab me a can of that at $8. I'm never gonna run out of coffee. I tried it today. It's pretty good. It's not as good as the stuff I usually get, but I was in these folks' home the other day, and they said, "Can you want a cup of coffee?" I said, "Hell yeah, I'll take a cup of coffee," you know. And she said, "How you take it?" And I said, "Blah blah blah." I don't know, whatever. But she was like, "That ain't no coffee." It's like, I wanted some milk and some sugar. I guess they were black coffee drinkers. So yeah, she's giving me a hard time. Not seriously, just messing with me, but. But man, that's just, I mean, that's the way. I ain't to that stage where I'm just drinking black coffee yet. You know, so. But oh, I got a couple more things I wanted to show. Out here clearing, more clearing. All that's going, all these trees that you see in front of you, all be gone. There's one big oak back there I probably won't touch, but it's gonna be probably a 30-foot wide gap running all the way down to the bottom of the hill of my place. I have a nice little range. Should be about I don't remember. I think it's 1,000 feet, over 1,000 feet, going down one side. So I wonder what it'd be down the middle, but I'd have to check it. But all this, man, has got to be burned. I've been trying to burn it, and got to get somebody over here to come and restack this for me in a pile. That way I can get it all to go up. But I've tried a bunch already to burn it. I got it going really good one night, and rain came and put it out. So you just try to do what you can, man. I thought I'd pop in and just do a little update. Hopefully everybody's a little bit optimistic after the election finally being over. Some of the jitters, I'm sure everybody still be tripping until January. And then who knows what the next chapter of chaos by the people that want to destroy this country will be. But you know how you disconnect yourself and insulate yourself from that system is by prepping, you know, by getting land and getting animals, by not giving your kids jabs, by not sending your kids off to be indoctrinated in indoctrination camps. All those different kind of things, man, they separate you from the system, separate you from the machine, and kind of insulate you from it. Come here, girl. Come here, kitty. Kitty. Come here. Come here. All right, well, screw you then. Got a rescue cat, and this fucking cat's so scared to... Oh, she's so scared of her own shadow. She wasn't an outside cat, so she just holes up in this pile of brush over here and pisses me off because I've got her to come to me a couple times, but now she knows, like, I'll get her and I'll put her up, but that's what she wants. I mean, she was a rescue in a kennel, so I was trying to put her up, but she don't want me to get her, so... Kitty, come here. Come here. Come here. All right, fine. You're going to come to me when it gets cold. I know that. But yeah, just touching base with folks, man, out here doing the damn thing. This is just a little bit of the project to be. All this got to be burned up right here. This is just a pile of shit here that needs to be burnt up, but it's got to have the right amount of dryness and wind going to get that whole thing going. Or if I had a tractor, I'd be probably rocking and rolling, but I've already got a pretty good path cleared out. It actually goes around here and goes on down. That's cleared out, and this is probably more, this is about 12 feet wide. I've cleared this out. See if we can go without losing the Wi-Fi's. So you see, I've cleared it out pretty good. So this will just continue down that hill, cleared out, but I want to be able from the top to be able to see all the way down to the bottom. So that'll be the next goal. They want, like, my guy wants like 2,500 to clear this acre here. Probably that big oak I might save. This pine I might save. I don't know. It's kind of ratty, but it's still holding on. Here's a white oak that we're going to try not to touch, but the field lines go right next to it. So hopefully we don't mess up this pretty tree here, but this one could probably, this one's probably going to have to go for sure. But most of these trees all have to go. You have your, you'll have your sewage line down to your septic, and then from your septic down, that line, right, that goes down to the D box, and then that D box will distribute it amongst the field lines. So it's a bunch of space that all that shit takes up. And the way it's surveyed, these lines are like 65 feet long or some crazy shit. So it's going to cost me money that I not looking forward to spending. But what up, Bikes? What up, Sachin? What up, Godfrey? What up, Maze Cat? So everything's just a project. Everything's just a work in progress. I'm over here giving wood away. I had so much wood. Told my mom and her guy just come over and just load up, man. I got a ton of it. It's all wet. You got to split it. You split it, you can get it lit. But you still got all of this to go. And then that's not even counting all this that's going to come down. I'm going to try to work a lot of this, but truth be told, don't be surprised if a bunch of this gets pushed in a pile and burned in one big fire. It's just the amount of energy it takes to work all these trees is crazy. I mean, I've worked more trees than almost anybody I know. Probably a couple people I know that have worked more trees than me, but in the 2 years, the amount of trees I worked over here, the 3 years that I worked trees over at the resort, they fucking do. They suck the soul out of you. They actually, to me, this is just my opinion, they take a piece out of you. Every fucking big tree you cut down, especially, you know, I've talked about it, the adrenaline in some of these big trees. You know, if it was a big old tree in a wide open flat field with nothing around it, and you know, there wouldn't be very much thrill in it. But let me tell you how much thrills in these fucking big trees that are close to other big trees. And you know, you got to wear, it's crazy, you got to wear hearing protection, eye protection, you got all this shit on. I mean, if you're doing it right. And you're like also trying to listen for the snap and the crack of when that bitch is gonna go, and it just could be, you know, a lot of times I can get it to go where I want it, but there's some that are just above my pay grade. I got to get somebody to come out here, which I've only had to do that with one tree that was hanging over the house, and that was just this week. So every other tree I've cut down myself. Every other tree around here I've done. This was all growed up. This whole, I'm gonna show this here. This whole area right here that I'm standing in was all growed up over the summer. And so I was trying to get one of my guys to bush hog it. He said he was gonna come out here, he didn't. So, well, I guess I saved on a favor, right? Because from here all the way, this was growed up probably 6-7 foot of weeds and all types of shit. And yeah, I cut it all. I bush hogged it myself. And then when they came over here to take down that tree, the tractor was putting the stumps and all that good shit over here in this pile, and he put all that stuff in there and kind of, you know, ran over and smushed a lot of this, but try to burn a bunch of this, but some of it won't burn, some of it will burn. So it is just project after project after project, and we're supposed to start getting some block work done hopefully here anytime soon and start getting a house built, and things are looking up. We're excited, we're optimistic. I don't really care for the Debbies and all that want to bring it down. I know somebody's always got, it's like everybody, it's like the advent of the internet, right? Or the invention of the internet, right? Has just like made everybody an expert on everything, right? Everybody that's on the internet does everything perfect. There are no mistakes. And all the internet is time, people spending time critiquing others, you know, whether it's a political candidate that's not 100% perfect in every aspect of their life, unlike the person that's criticizing, or whether it's a fucking, you could be doing a chainsaw video. You know, that's why that's, you know how many times I've probably thought about doing a chainsaw video? 100 times. I won't do a chainsaw video because motherfuckers, all the experts already did all the videos, right? So what do I need to do a video? Because motherfuckers just be complaining, you know, like, you could have gun videos, you know, and people just complain. Oh, you pointed it at the camera. Oh, you did this. Motherfucker, who cares? Your finger was on the... Who cares? You know what I mean? Let fucking Darwin take hold. Let people just live, you know? I mean, fuck. I hate how, like, everybody's trying to save the world, right? In a gaslighting way. Everybody's either got all the answers. Everybody's so perfect. Everybody does everything so right that they got to spend their whole day critiquing people, you know, that have different views or whatever the disposition is. They spend their whole fucking lives critiquing people about how they're not perfect all along while they're not perfect. So that's the very ironic, funny thing about the Trump thing is, you know, all these nothing buddies and nobodies sit there complaining about how he's this and how he's that, he's not perfect and this, that, and the other. And it's like people are flawed. There is no perfect human being. If anybody was put under a microscope, you would be subjected to the same rigorous torture and assassination of your character, you know? And so nobody can stand up to the scrutiny of the lives that we've lived. There is nobody perfect. Maybe a monk or something is the only person, or like a priest, and even a priest, you know, sin. So there's nobody perfect, you know? There's just nobody perfect. And so, like, right now, you know, you got people that are happy and you got people that are all fucking upset. Be happy, man. I mean, at least the sun is shining bright today. We're going to have a new president come next year. I'm looking at cheap gas. The gas is already going down over here just on the fact the stock market's going up. There's optimism. I'm a salesman. So all day I'm trying to sell that the world's going to be bright and sunny so I can get your money for the work that I'm going to do. I can't get your money when you're fucking pessimistic and you're down and you're not optimistic about what the future's going to be. You're going to hold on to your money. You're not going to spend your money. So there's a sense of optimism. And if the Debbies want to be upset and say, oh, this and that and blah, blah, what the fuck ever, dude. What the fuck ever. People are optimistic and you can't change my mind otherwise. You could be negative. You could hide in your hole. Every day could be the end of the world. And maybe it will be, but, you know, it's been a fucking beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move to Arkansas. And we got a beautiful year coming. So let me know what y'all think. I'm out here. I'm going to do some more motherfucking yard work. That's all I do. I work all day, and then I come home and I still come home and work some more because that's the only way you get things done. Teach it to your kids. Read it. Write it down. Oh, I planted another tree too. So we're planting trees for the future, and many trees I've taken down from this property. I've just planted one last Christmas. And I just planted another one right before this Christmas. So pines, baby.